Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Balanced Vibes podcast. This is your host, Kirsten. I think today's topic is going to be very interesting for many of you. I think it is because otherwise you would not have opened this episode. We're going to talk about who is going to have the most success with fat loss. What kind of person is that? What is needed for it? So let's get right into it. And I'm going to give you the answer right now, and then I'm going to get into details a little bit more. The person who's going to have the most success with her or his fat loss is the person who has dieted the least. Okay, so I'm going to say this again because this is important. The person who's going to have the best fat loss results is a person who has dieted the least. Okay, what do I mean by that? We have to understand that every time when we cut our calories down, every time we do that, we slow down our metabolism. It definitely happens when we do one of those crazy fast diets that promises quick results. And that could look like something like eating 1,000 calories a day or skipping all the carbohydrates, which then naturally brings the calorie intake down, or just eating one meal a day, which means that there's no way that in this one meal you're going to get everything that you need. Again, naturally your calories will be down. So if you do things like that, of course your metabolism is going to downregulate. But it also downregulates if you do your fat loss phase responsibly. For example, this is what I teach. Even when you cut your calories responsibly, meaning that maybe you cut only a couple of hundred or 300 or something like this, even then your metabolism slows down. So whenever you cut your calories, you're going to have some metabolic slowdown. But it's important to understand that it's definitely more severe the more severe your cut has been. So let me give you an example. Let's say that there is a person who has been doing 2 months of low carb or no carb. At first, it worked, it was fun, the weight came down, great, awesome, celebrating, yay, maybe saw a little bit of abs, whatever, right? But then it quote unquote stops working, it doesn't work anymore. Now the hair starts coming out and the hunger is crazy and the hormones are just not the way they used to be. And the person's thinking, okay, I'm going to have to do something else then. And now she finds another diet, and maybe this has her eat 1,000 calories a day. So she's like, okay, I can eat carbs now, but the calories are still low, right? So the effect is going to be very similar: low calories, severe metabolic slowdown. Then she gets really, really hungry and can't do this anymore. And then she's maybe going to binge for an entire week on all sorts of things. And then she hears about these awesome shake diets where she's going to replace at least 2 of her meals with some shakes and hopes that this is going to be the answer for her fat or body weight and body fat issues, right? So let's get that down. So she's going to do that diet. And then, of course, a month into it, if even a month, she gets tired of it because it sucks to just drink shakes. And maybe then she goes and does another thing. But you get the point, right? It's this constant restriction, it's constant dieting. And the more severe it is, the longer it's going to take for us to get out of this cycle. And the worst thing is that you're not even getting the results that you want to get. And like I said, it works at first. The very first time you do it, of course, it's going to work. But then the second diet, third diet, fourth and fifth, and so on, they're not going to work anymore. And you might be thinking that all you need is another diet, or you just haven't found the right one yet. But let me tell you that this is not the solution. All right, so I just described you this one person who is hopping from one diet to another, and she's not getting results because her metabolism is just so run down. Now I'm going to describe you another person, and this person has been eating at her maintenance level for months, let's say 6 months. When I say maintenance level, I mean that her energy expenditure intake are similar. So, for example, her total daily energy expenditure, what she burns, that's her BMR plus the activities that she's doing. She needs about 2,200 calories, and this is what she's eating. And she's been eating this way for 6 months. And then she had maybe a period when she went a bit over, ate a little bit higher number of calories, maybe a week or two, or maybe a month. Maybe she went on a bulk intentionally. And then she did that for a couple of months. And now she has been eating at least at her maintenance level for 6 months, and maybe even a year, and maybe even 2 years. And if she now decides that she wants to lose some body fat, she's going to be very successful at it. And the longer she has been eating at her maintenance level, the better results she is going to get. I hope this makes sense to you because her metabolism is so much higher. And if you want to do a cut, your metabolism has to be high. It cannot be slow. It cannot be barely functioning because that way you're not going to get the results. Even though you may try like 7 different diets in addition to those 7 you've already tried, you're not going to get the results. And this is why I personally start so many of my new people from a build up phase. What do I mean by that? If they have already been chronically dieting, and sometimes they don't even know that they have been under eating, but they have, then what they need first in order to start getting results is to increase their calories, to get their metabolism to a healthy place. And this is when we can start getting results. Our goal is always to keep the metabolism as healthy as possible. And this is why there are certain things that I always build into my programming as well. For example, there are a couple of days a week when our calories are going to be higher when we are in a fat loss phase. And this is important because that sends our metabolism and our thyroid a signal that to upregulate. And we are not in a deficit all the time. So it's important for a couple of days a week to take ourselves out of that diet phase or deficit phase. There are also intentional diet breaks. And this is what you don't see with any of those diets that people typically follow. It's never there. The diet breaks are important for the same reason that I just mentioned, to upregulate the metabolism so that it can keep doing its job the way it should, and that you can keep getting results. And a diet break could look something like a week or 2 or 3 of eating higher calories. This is built into your fat loss phase. You don't necessarily even gain weight on this. And if you do, a little bit of water weight comes back down as soon as we get back into that fat loss phase. And of course, at the end of the fat loss phase, the final fat loss phase, there is a reverse diet, which means bringing the calories back up again to a healthy level, to your maintenance level. And again, this is something that you never see in any diet programs. They all leave you just like that, right? So they told you to eat 1,000 calories, and now you're supposed to eat like this forever. Well, this is extremely harmful for your metabolism. And this is why you stop getting results. And this is why you may even start gaining body fat. This is not uncommon at all. I see it all the time. So the reason why you're not getting results is not really that you haven't found the right diet. That the reason is probably that you have just dieted too much and you have to take a break from it and you have to increase your calories in order to get there, and now you will have a healthy place. And the longer you have been in this higher calorie place, the better results you're going to get when it's time to do a cut again. Now, we've talked about it a little bit in my previous episodes too, that it is important that you, if you have been in this chronic dieting and this yo-yo dieting cycle, that you increase your calories up gradually, that you don't do it overnight. In fact, I just talked to somebody, and honestly, it was kind of heartbreaking to hear that she said, okay, I thought that I should increase, so I just went up by like 500 calories overnight. I gained so much fat. And this is the thing, you have to do it right. If you don't want to gain a lot of body fat, then your calorie increase to a healthy place has to be gradual. And when it is, then you're going to do so well. You're going to have a healthier metabolism. You may not gain much body fat at all. You may have a nice body composition change, a positive change where you're going to have more muscle if your workouts are on point. This healing phase, or what I also call build up phase, which is what I do with a lot of my clients, it is so important, but it has to be done strategically. If you just rush it because you want to get it done, or you don't, you're just impatient, then you're probably not going to get the results you want. You're going to be disappointed and you're going to blame it. You're going to be like, oh, it was all wrong. I should not have ever done this. Yes, you have to do this, but you have to do this in a strategic way, increasing your calories gradually, and you're going to have amazing results, and you're going to have a really good starting point later when it's time to do a cut, when you want to lose some body fat. So for most people, I say, at least 4 months you should be eating higher calories at maintenance, but I actually prefer that you do it way longer. 6 months, yes, you're going to get great results, and if longer, then that's going to be even better for you. So don't be impatient with it and stop searching for that next diet if you have been doing already many and you haven't seen what you want to see. The problem is not that you haven't found the right diet. The problem is simply that you have been dieting too much and you need that build up phase before you can see the results that you want to see. All right, I hope that this was interesting and helpful for you. And to sum it up one more time, the person who has dieted the least is going to have the best fat loss results. All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and also check out the next video. I also have a guide, a 5-day video course called Starting Macros, and you can grab it when you click the link below. It's totally free, and it's walking you through how to get started with macros, what to look for, all these important things that are helpful for those who are just new to macros. Or if you need to figure out your protein needs because you already know how important that is, there's another guide that is called Fit Physique Formula. So make sure to grab that as well. Both of them are completely free and extremely helpful. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.